13 Hours is the newest film by Michael Bay, and it's based off a true story about this military security team that's trying to fight off this attack on an American embassy in Benghazi. Now, right off the bat, now I know some people were skeptic because it's directed by Michael Bay, and Michael Bay, he has given us some crap in his time. And this is a movie that is being in January, which is pretty much the dumping ground for bad films. Now, honestly, I wasn't skeptic about this film because I saw the trailers for this movie and I was like, yep, this is definitely a film for Michael Bay. This is definitely up his wheelhouse. I guess the only really concern about this movie is just the fact that it's based off of a true story. And we all know the last couple of times Michael Bay tried to do a movie based on a true story, either you liked it, or you're just kind of in the middle, or you absolutely hated it. Wherever you stand with those two movies, Pearl Harbor and Pain and Gain, I think we could all agree that those two movies would have been better done in better hands. But regardless, I still stayed hopeful, and just watching the trailers, I thought this is definitely up Michael Bay's wheelhouse. And I can say with confidence that this is definitely Michael Bay's best attempt he has done in years. And Michael Bay actually had some respect for the actual situation and the soldiers that had to live through the situation. I'd say this movie definitely falls in between movies like The Rock and the Bad Boys movies, and to a certain degree Pain and Gain, and the first Transformers. And John Krasinski, he starred this film, and he actually surprised me in this film, and I actually loved him in this film. And he's just a soldier, he's away from his family, and it actually shows like the conflict between him and just being away from his family, and him having to survive through the situation. And he got beefed up for this role, so just seeing him in a role like this, because he's usually like that nerdy, quirky, funny guy you see in comedies, but seeing him in this film was like, all right, I want to see what more you can do. But this is definitely a movie where Michael Bay as a director shines. The action in this film works for the subject matter of this movie. Now, even though this is a good movie, there's still a bit of elements of typical Bayisms in this movie. But before I get to that, I will say that an actual legit criticism of this movie is there were a couple of times during the movie that I kind of fell asleep. And it's particularly during the middle act. Like, the first act of the movie, like, it kind of hooked me in. It was pretty much setting up all the characters in this movie. And ultimately, that was a problem. It's that there's too many characters in the movie to set up that when you finally when the shit hits the fan, it kind of got lost for a second. Not totally lost, just a smidge lost for a sec. But I will say the middle act of the movie, it kind of slowed down for me, and I mean by slow down, I mean like again, this is a movie where Michael Bay shines, especially as an action director, and I just feel like there was just too much action in the movie. Now, granted, the action is supposed to convey how bad the situation is, but at the same time, it's like the action in this movie kind of felt overwhelmed to the point where you just kind of got bored for a little bit. It was a great job in the middle act, but at the same time, it's like the tension was just so overwhelming, though. Regardless, the action in this film still worked doing the middle act. I just think like he could have just pulled back just a little bit, then the movie would have excelled in the middle act as far as the action goes. And again, there's still a bit of Bayisms in this movie. Like you get kind of that Michael Bay humor in this movie. Now, granted, it's not like Transformers humor bad. It's just just little. It was more so awkward humor in the movie. You just watching like you couldn't help yourself for just one sec. And of course, there's also the Michael Bay explosions in the movie. Granted, they're not as bad though, but they're still in the movie. Just those explosions where you see fireworks. I'm like, and pretty much this is the first time where I actually see a Michael Bay movie in theaters and I can actually notice the fireworks. Now, I think there are some in the Transformers movies, but this is the first time where I saw the explosion. I'm like, this is really unrealistic explosions. I will also say, like, just watching this movie alone, if they ever decide to make a movie based on the video game Call of Duty, hey, call it Michael Bay, because the whole time I was watching this movie, I could not help but to think of Call of Duty. So please, if you're going to make a Call of Duty movie, please make this movie. But don't make it boring, though. In the end, I enjoyed 13 Hours. This is the best movie Michael Bay has made in years. John Krasinski, he surprised me in this movie. The action was great. The middle act kind of slows down for me a little bit, but by the end of the movie, I feel like Michael Bay did a good job at making a movie that honors and respects the actual situation at hand, though. And I just hope that he approaches his next couple of movies this way, too. Well, depending on what he makes. Because I know he signed on to make Transformers 5, which I am very skeptical about, but I don't know, I guess we have to see. But it does raise his awareness of me wondering, like, does Michael Bay intentionally make these Transformers movies the way he's been making them for the past 3 movies? Or is it just the studio and the writers? I don't know, because looking at this, I'm like, maybe Michael Bay isn't as bad as people making him out to be like he's treated the Transformers movies. I don't know. But in any case, for 13 hours, great film, go see it. Best Michael Bay film in years. I'm going to give 13 hours 3 stars. For good, but room for improvement. I know what you're probably thinking. Wait a minute, this is a new rating system? Well, yeah, this is my new rating system, and I'll be in a separate video where I'll break down and explain each of these ratings. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, 13 hours gets 3 stars. For good, but room for improvement. That's it for the day. If you like what you see, click the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. The link is in the description below. And be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Movie Pilot, and Periscope. Peace.